Hello everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. I'm DIY Deborah. Today we're going to be making some strawberry shortcake with a twist. We're going to be baking them in the air fryer. Super quick, super easy recipe. We're first going to start off by dicing up our strawberries, topping them with a tablespoon of sugar and mixing them up. This is going to make your strawberries really juicy and bleed a little bit, and it's nice to have the juice with the strawberries when you top your strawberry shortcake. We're then going to use 1 cup of my 1-to-1 flour blend. You can check out my previous video, I will link it, to show you how to make various types of flour blends. Then we're going to be adding 1 tablespoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and I'll be sure to link the recipe down below or type out the recipe down below so that you will have it. Just in case I happen to say the amounts incorrectly, you will have the right recipe. So then we're going to mix this dry ingredients together. And then we're going to be adding 3 tablespoons of a cold butter or vegan margarine. Now I'm here using a vegan basil because this recipe is gluten and dairy free. So we're going to add 3 tablespoons of vegan basil. Make sure that it is cold. And then we're going to blend this butter mixture in with the flour. And once this is all combined, it's going to kind of resemble your biscuit recipe, your biscuit flour, and that it's going to be a little like granular, a little clumpy, kind of as you can see here. I think you probably know what I mean. So once we've combined the butter and it kind of looks like biscuit flour or a biscuit recipe, we're then going to add 1/2 cup of buttermilk. Now we are going to be making a vegan buttermilk. If you don't have a buttermilk, it's super easy to make a vegan buttermilk at home. You just take any of your plant-based milks and you add in, for every 1 cup of plant-based milk, you add 1 tablespoon of either lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. But this recipe calls for 1/2 cup of plant-based buttermilk. So this is 1/2 cup of plant-based almond milk. And I'm just squeezing in a wedge, so about 1/2 tablespoon of lemon juice. Or you can also use apple cider vinegar or just white distilled vinegar, whatever you prefer. We're going to stir this up, and this will cause your milk to kind of curdle and take on the texture of buttermilk. We're then going to combine our buttermilk into our flour mixture and combine really well. Now initially it looks like it's going to be really wet, but because our 1-to-1 flour mixture has a rice flour base, it is definitely going to thicken up nicely and make a really delicious kind of like biscuit or shortcake, exactly what we're making, shortcake recipe. So then we're going to grease, in order to do this in the air fryer, this mixture yields 2 strawberry shortcakes. So I'm just taking some oil and I'm just using my fingers, so make sure that you wash your hands. I'm just using my fingers to spread the oil on to these little miniature cheesecake pans, because if you use a paper towel, then it'll absorb all the oil and then your pans really won't be greased. So once you've greased your pans, you're going to divide the dough between these 2 springform pans, and then you're going to be baking them in your air fryer. You're going to bake them in the air fryer one at a time. So it's going to be set at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. So you could also, if you had what is the word I'm looking for? If you had cupcakes, the silicone cupcake containers, you could definitely divide this little mixture into the little cupcakes, so you could bake them in your air fryer, kind of placing them in the bottom multiple ones instead of having them so large like they are here. But for the sake of this recipe, I showed you kind of how to make them just with 2. And you can also use whatever flour blend you want, whatever blend that you feel is going to yield you the best tasting or the best texture shortcake. So here we place it into our air fryer. We set the temperature at 300 degrees Fahrenheit and we turn it for 10 minutes. And with the magic of editing, here they come out. You put a toothpick in to make sure that they come out clean. And that's it. There you have your nice, quick and easy air fryer shortcakes. Now I'm going to show you how to make a boiled icing. This is a fabulous, delicious. It can be used for cakes, cupcakes, shortcake. It's an absolutely delicious, gluten-free and dairy-free homemade icing. We're going to take a cup and a half of sugar and 1/3 cup of water and 1/8 teaspoon of cream of tartar. We're going to let that dissolve in the pan. We're going to put it in a double boiler over your stove till your water comes to a boil. Then we're going to be adding in 2 egg whites, and you really have to make sure that absolutely no egg yolk gets in your egg whites in order for this recipe to turn out. So then we're going to add our egg whites and we're going to mix. This approximately takes about 7 to 10 minutes. Once you see that your icing is starting to form peaks, you're then going to remove it from the stove, and then actually as it cools, it's going to thicken up a little bit more. It's also going to lose its sheen. So when you know that the icing is ready to be used, it's going to form peaks and it's really going to lose its glossy shine and become a lot more dull. I also decided to add a little bit of almond extract. You can also add vanilla, but because this icing is white, I wanted to add a clear flavoring as to not discolor it too much, so I chose what I had, and that was some almond extract. Then here I'm going to put our shortcakes together. I put the shortcake in the bottom of a bowl, topped it with some icing, some strawberries, and another shortcake, some strawberries. Now obviously one of these is plenty for a serving. You can even just break it up if you want and kind of like do it like a parfait, or however you want, or however you will find this the easiest to eat. But for the sake of this video, I just kind of layered everything together. But this is definitely plenty to eat with just one of these strawberry shortcakes. So yeah, so if you happen to enjoy this content, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, hit that notification bell, as it really helps support my channel. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, there you have it. Easy, 10-minute air fryer strawberry shortcake. Gluten-free and dairy-free. I've added another video at the end that I thought you would like to watch as well. Thanks for joining me today, friends. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.